Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show.
Thank you for
And
having me.
oh my goodness, I got a fantastic guest on the show today. Bayinnah, entrepreneur, amazing writer. She knows how to cook some stuff too up in the kitchen. So we're gonna talk about all these good things. But first, let's introduce her and tell me a little bit about yourself, where you were born and raised, and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, I'm a Philly girl, born and raised in North Philadelphia, where Jill Scott, Bill Cosby are all from North Philly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
excited.
Yeah, and just raised with all American girl, American home, in North Philly. My mother, dad, my mother is a Christian, my dad was a Muslim in the Nation of Islam, and lived a pretty good childhood. My mom did a lot of cooking. She was an entrepreneur. My dad, he was an entrepreneur as well. He sold bean pies, and he had his own Nation of Islam stand where he had oils and incense and things like that. So I was raised by my village, which is my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles. They
Mhm.
imparted a lot of wisdom and love in my life. So that makes Bayinnah.
Just a beautiful family surrounding you, and at an early age, you have this thing, you have this calling, and it's to write and to get into
Right.
writing. And did that started at the age 12?
Yeah, at 12 years old, I started writing poems and things like that. When I was in elementary school, one of the teachers, she was actually a white woman, she took a liking to me and she saw that I was kind of advanced in my writing and reading. And she said, I want to introduce you to some books. And it was actually Gloria Naylor. She was the woman that wrote Women of Rooster Place.
Oh,
She was like, I want you to read this book, and so anyway, she was introducing me to different books and things like that, and poems, poets. And so that just kind of where that kind of started me writing poetry. And then when I went to high school, I was introduced into an AP, Advanced Placement English and writing classes. So then I was involved in Young Kenyan writers, Kenyon College in Ohio.
yeah,
As a part of that, I was a young Kenyon writer in Kenyon College. And so from there on, I just kind of honed my writing skills, and here we are.
yeah. You know what? You're right, and it's stacked up, and the foundation gets more and more solid. Solid enough that in 2003 you graduated. Now, am I
Hmm.
that's right? Is it Otterbein
Yeah,
University?
Otterbein
Otterbein
University in
University?
Ohio. Yeah,
Tell
that
me
was
about that. You got a
yeah, that was
BS in business and economics.
yes, because I went to college and my plan was to be on the stock market and do the whole corporate America thing. So I majored in business and economics, double major, and then going to being a Philly girl, North Philly girl, then going to a predominantly white college, that also was an interesting experience because you're around, once again, different people from different socioeconomic backgrounds, and
Right.
you just come up with so many different things. I even turned into like a sort of a activist while I was on campus. And so having that background on campus and being in the Black Student Union, and it was a great experience, and being a double major, and I graduated pretty well. My grades were good. So yeah, I suggest everybody to go to college if you can. Education is important. If you can't, get a trade. I'm all about trade.
Yeah.
And so just I think going to a PWI helped me as far as dealing with people in the dominant society, so you're able to navigate around things. You're going to get disappointed. You're going to have certain professors who may say certain things about people that look like us, and you have to be able to navigate around that. And so I think it was a great experience for me as well.
You're also a self-taught cook,
Yes, yes.
huh?
Yeah, my mother, my grandmother, my aunt, were cooks. And when I went to college in Ohio, we would often go to like soul food restaurants, and I remember I'm like, they're not cooking this food right. They're not cooking this food right. This fried chicken is not how they make it in Philly. So I
Right.
remember I would call my mom up and be like, Mom, how did you do this? How did you do this turkey wings or whatever? and she would just tell me how she made it. And over the years, me, not really moving back to Philly so much, and just living away from Philly, I just kind of collected the recipes, and just, that's how I started really cooking. The way,
Wow.
yeah,
And you started cooking and cooking and cooking, and now you're really cooking because 2017 two-time Amazon best-selling author.
yes, yes, yes.
How did
Um,
you cook that up?
I I do stuff that I want to do, and I don't really think about, oh, this is gonna blow up. It's just if I have a passion for something, I'll say, let me do this, let me do it correctly. Because if I'm
Right.
gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. And then if it blows, I don't even think about it blowing up. And it really shocked me because when we put it on Amazon, it was literally like the next day it was like number one. So another thing I forgot to know is me traveling. I like to travel the world, and anytime I travel, a lot of people don't do this, but if I go to certain countries, I'll ask the waitress that if they bring me something really good, I ask them, "How'd you cook this?" And they started giving me the recipes. Like, they started writing it down. You got to use this. You got to use that. And that was how
Smart.
I have all these international recipes as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's she's a data collector,
Yes.
and
So
she
that's
uses
one of my
that
souvenirs.
for better.
Yes, one of my souvenirs is to bring back a recipe from a country that I visited. So yeah, an authentic recipe.
And
Right.
six self-help books. When we say self-help books, I mean we know what that means, but let's take a deeper dive. Tell me about those books.
Well, all of my books are considered self-help. I consider them self-help books because it's helping people cook complicated dishes really easy. If you go to my YouTube page, I have a lot of videos. Most of them are 2 minutes and under. I try to stay under 2 minutes. And a lot of people always come back and say, "Wow, thank you for the simplicity. You made it very simple." Um, I have a relationship advice book that was inspired by my marriage, being married, and I was basically giving advice to the sisters and the brothers about how to keep a marriage alive and strong, how to find and have bring love to you, a healthy love to you, and then once you get that healthy love, how to keep it going and keep it going and going, keep the flame going. So all of my books are really considered self-help because it helps people with their everyday life, not just cooking soul food but healthy foods. And we have like healthy week where I give healthy advice on what to eat, what to drink that's healthy. Here, one more thing, give me that recipe is spelled Gimme, thatrecipe.com, and that's
G I
all of them.
M E that recipe dot
Mm-hmm.
com.
Gimme, yes.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. All right, you take care
Thank
now.
you, son. You take care.
And we're at the Mental Margarita show today. And you know, there's a lot of artists that come on the show. There's a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs that come on the show. But I got two individuals that are poised. And not only are they poised, they're very talented. And I'm really, really excited. We got NKP, Nate Frog, and we got Contreto on the show. And we are so excited to have you guys on. How you feeling?
Feeling great, man.
You feeling great?
Yes, sir.
You ready to eat a steak?
That sounds good right now.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I don't know why. I just been thinking about it. But tell the audience where you guys are from and give us a little background on each other.
Okay. You go first.
Oh yeah, I'll go first. I'll start with I'm NKP Nate Frog. I'm born and raised Conroe, Texas, but I live in Louisiana, in Alexandria, Louisiana right now. My background comes from a little bit of everything. My grandpa was a country artist, doing stuff growing up. I started playing guitar, but then I transferred a little bit into rock and rap, and just been influenced with all kinds of different artists and mixing all kinds of different stuff, and just been grinding since I can remember. I met this guy along the way, and that's where we're at now.
Wow. All right, now let me hear a little bit about you, my brother.
Man, I'm a young cat, come from Ocala, Florida. I kind of, my cousin did music and all. And it was just one time he was like, "Hey, rap something," and since then I just been in it since.
So how did you guys meet up? I mean, tell me that day.
Oh, how we came together? He actually sent me a song to hop on.
Wow.
And that since then we just been tight together, man.
That's something else. So let me see. He heard you, and then he didn't even know you. He just heard your music,
No,
and
I don't even know if he heard my music.
Didn't even know who he was. Yeah, I heard his music because we was on a little mixtape together that I invested in being on, basically like a Facebook call, and here we are now.
wow, that's cool, man. That's cool. And you know what? It's always refreshing to hear artists, showing their admiration for other artists. You know, a lot of times you don't get that. You don't want to give somebody else some props, and that turned into a good thing. So now you reach out to him, and now you guys are doing songs together, and you guys are just two solo artists, or?
Yes, sir. Two solo artists that just banded together because we want to do something different, because in 2024 you see a lot of hate. There's just a lot of hate between everybody, whether it's in family and same colors or whatever. There's just, people are always at a competition no matter who they are, and we're trying to just show that like music is about coming together, and we're trying to bring that aspect back. Like early 90s there was always hardcore super groups and they were tight, and now you don't see that no more. So that's what we're just trying to bring back, the type family style group, with some family style music.
I love that. I love that. We need that. We need that. Who wants to keep hearing about killing?
Exactly.
There's all kinds of things in life, and life is so short. Now, what is the first project that you guys started working on? Is there anything for the audience that they can go back in the archives and hear from you guys yet?
Oh, they can find us on all social media platforms, as far as Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, all that, etc. Tidal.
What are some of the things that you guys address in the music, put in the music?
I address how basically my life, how I feel, and pretty much how I feel at the point in time, and I speak my opinion.
I like that. That's important.
Me myself, I started like a little hard. Like I used to rap about selling drugs and stuff, and then I started transitioning away from that. I want to speak more positivity into the youth and all that, because I come from like, we all got to struggle, but I speak my story and a lot of things. So, and that's where my transition to kind of rides with my story of my growth throughout my life. And I do a lot of songs for my kids too.
Wow, that's great. Now, what is the vision for you guys? Are you guys trying to stay independent? Are you looking to get signed by a major label? What does the 5-year plan look like?
It really depends on what offers might be on the table as far as any signing goes. I don't plan on ever if any deal comes up where we got to separate, ain't gonna happen, because I 100% I want to stay independent if I can make the choice. But if some distribution type deal ever came about, and if it looked right, it could be considered.
I like how you said distribution. Because nowadays, if you're able to do the marketing and you got a strategic way of doing it, distribution is a great thing. Now, how do you guys feel about the state of hip hop? Contretto, how do you feel about the state of hip hop?
Oh man. Now,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
um, see, I'm not one to knock somebody out there making their money. Go by all means, make your money. But if it's something that I personally vibe to, there's some that I do, some I don't. I like lyricists. So, and there's still some out there, but you got to go searching for 'em. So, I'm gonna say hip hop's still good. Like it's always great because it show your competitiveness. It show everything. My only thing on it is there's too much negativity pushed to it. So, and a lot of these kids are corrupt easy, and
Yeah.
I don't like that aspect of it because a lot of people are followers, so they'll hear something and go follow it.
And give me your information in case somebody's watching this, wants to book you guys or check out some of your music. How do they get in contact with you guys?
You could contact me through any social media at Contreto, or you could hit my Gmail up, contretomusic@gmail.com.
Same goes for me. You can find me on any social media, NKP Nate Frog, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And also my email is nate.frog 463 @gmail.com.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. NPK. Is it NPK?
NKP. It stands for Nate Kid Productions. That's my production company.
NKP. Nate Frog. Naked Productions. I like that.
Yes, sir. Nate Kid.
NKP, Nate Frog, and Contreto in the house on the Mental Margarita Show. I like your styles, guy. I love the voices too. You guys have great voices.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
It's definitely different. Your voices go very well together. But I look forward to seeing you guys in Vegas, and it's a pleasure having you guys on the show.
Yeah, what up, Sly?
The man of the hour, the shower of power.
I wish I was, bud. I wish I was.
It is unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. And I have a living legend. And I'm going to tell you why this guy is legendary for me. Because when I was starting out in Vegas and I was doing my thing, and I was in the Hard Rock Casino, I was in places where people didn't think I could be. There was one person that was a true believer. There was one person that was a true supporter. And there was one person that defines the word real. When you look in the dictionary, his picture is right there. Go grab the dictionary right now. You're going to see this man right here.
Hey, man, thanks for the flowers, man. Thanks for the flowers.
And I want to make something clear to the audience that I don't think our run stopped. I think it took a necessary pause.
Yes, for
For
sure.
us to be able to evolve a little bit.
For sure.
And I think that now I felt it because I was looking at the things that you've been doing. I've been watching, checking up on you, making sure you're all right. And I'm like, there's something that I'm feeling like he's glowing. Like
the culture.
you're right.
The culture is calling. Right now the culture is needing that golden era that we had. It's still golden. It's still golden. And it's the basis before they had a formula for music, right? We were still pioneers coming out of this because I fell in love with hip hop in 84?
Yeah.
Crush Groove was it for me. That was it.
Me too.
That was it. So still 80, they didn't have a formula for hip hop like they had for country or pop music per se, right? Hip hop didn't have a formula. So we had so many different sounds, so many different artists and they were original to their sound.
Original.
right? So, and think about all the influences that we had before we really and truly sat down and said, you know, let's do an album, let's do a song. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing, but I made sure I got in there and I did whatever I could. Let's say it's 95. Like the culture, it needs at least some originality in it, right? Before it can be manipulated. So everybody will sound like the person that came out before them.
Right.
Okay. Because we had PRTs. We had the Southern rap. We had the party music. We had all that, right?
Yeah.
But now everything is all that in one.
Right.
They
It's
brought
so
the
true.
street, they brought the streets to the pop to the streets.
Right.
But we had MC Hammer. MC
Right.
Hammer catapulted hip hop to a whole nother
MC Hammer
level.
open them doors with that hammer, boy.
Let's shout out to MC Hammer, man. You know, a lot of people don't know. He deserves a lot,
He deserves a whole
a
lot,
lot.
man.
I don't want to take nothing from him. And as an artist, when you listen, when you sit back now and appreciate what he was doing,
What he was doing.
he bridged the gap.
He did, man.
He brought
He
Rick
did.
James right back to us. So
He
I'm looking
did.
at Hammer like he's the hip hop version of Rick James to me.
Right.
You know what I
He
mean?
was. That's a good analogy. I mean, like, was music always in your blood, man? Like, was it around the house? Was mama playing the old 70s records?
Okay, that's a really good question. So listen, my father had 4 brothers. Man, they used to sing better than the Temptations.
Wow.
You hear me? Every Christmas. This is before you know, the era we went through was very prominent. You know what I mean? This is right before everything hit and the family started dispersing and splitting up because of money
Yeah.
issues. You know what I mean? Every holiday, my dad and his brothers used to get together and we would just be sitting around and they would perform for us. They would,
Wow.
like, for the family, they would literally perform every Temptation song they knew. And
Wow.
my uncle Jimmy was the bass. My dad was the what's that voice that David Ruffin got? Baritone.
Baritone. Okay.
But that was a baritone. My uncle Randy was like the high,
Okay.
the soprano. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like they really
Yeah.
had it mapped out on how they was gonna do this, man, and it sounded good every year, every year. So I fell in love with hip hop '84, but the only thing that we had then was R&B.
That's right. R&B was just killing it.
It was killing it at the time. You know, and R&B stayed golden. So you know, I do got a kind of issue with the what's going on with our genre now because they're combining R&B, hip hop, rap, anything that got anything to do with boogity music, and they putting it all in one genre.
Right.
So what does that do? What does that do for the hip hop artists or the rap artists? Because it's two different genres.
There's two different.
It's two different genres, right? Hip hop is true to the culture, to the spirit of it,
That's right.
and the rap is just slick talking over a beat.
That's it.
Ain't no emotion in it. It's just
You ain't saying much enough.
you ain't talking about your life. You just
Right.
the spirit of hip hop. You're talking about your community, what's going on around you, the injustice, you know, everything that's going around. That's the true spirit and culture of hip hop.
Tell me about this project, man.
Oh, you know, this project, it's called Testimony. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's called Testimony because all I know how to do is release my message from my point of view and my experiences. I'm not saying that I want anybody to go experience what I did or what I've done, but I want to give you to be as vulnerable as I can, be as transparent, and be the version of me I know how to be. So if you hear me on the track, because I always had the spirit of a hustler, right? When you hear me on the track, guess
Oh,
what
you
you're gonna
always
hear?
had that.
Yeah, guess what you're gonna hear? You're gonna hear that, but the mature version of that, right?
Right.
Why do we have to stay in love with the adolescent mind in hip hop?
Right. Thank you. I'm glad that you stuck with your guns and that you stand on what you believe in, and you are the person that I met. And just to see you evolve, man, and everything that you're doing, I'm so proud of you, brother.
Thanks,
I
man. I'm proud of
truly
you
am.
too, bro. Oh, don't think you've been evolving too, my brother.
Yeah,
You're steady going forward. There's no
yeah,
sitting still with you. You figure it out. You figure it out. It might take a little bit, but that's what it takes when you cocoon, right? I call it a cocooning stage, right?
right,
People won't see you. You'll be over there figuring out, and then all of a sudden, and they're like, "Where you been? Hey, I've been doing it. You just ain't been paying attention
right, right,
because
right.
you're figuring it out. It takes about 3 years. That's what I say. Whenever you switch it up and you evolve, it takes about 3 years before you truly say, "I got it.
I got it.
I got it. Let's do it." You know what I mean?
And now I got Big Reez on the Mental Margarita show, so I know I got it.
Go.
Let's shake the world, brother.
Let's shake the world, man. You know, let's do it one more time. We're gonna shake it again.
All right. Shake it again, brother.
We can learn a lot from the squirrel, but do you know where all your nuts are? You need a plan and a right-hand man. Learn how you can achieve FIRE, gain financial independence, and retire early. Call Lucas Thomas, your right-hand man in financial planning today at 602-885-1148 or visit rhmreal.com.
You're starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion. And you know Elvis had the whole city dancing. Showgirl silhouette steady prancing. Shout out to June, just the Copa Girls anthem. Legal gambling, yeah, that would tempt me. It's Sin City, holy water couldn't cleanse me. And Wayne knew